All right, good morning.
Morning.
This Government Employees Retirement System of the Virgin Islands regular meeting, the Board of Trustees for August 8th, 2024 is hereby called to order. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Nellen L. Bowery.
Present.
Trustee Bowery present. Trustee Andre T. Dorsey.
Present.
Trustee Dorsey present. Trustee Vincent G. Liger. Trustee Liger absent. Ex officio member Cindy Richardson.
I'm not hearing you well.
Ex officio member Cindy Richardson.
Okay.
Absent.
No, she's there.
I'm here.
She's
Good morning.
absent. Ah, I didn't hear anything. Good morning. Trustee Ronald E. Russell.
Present.
Trustee Russell present. Trustee Leona E. Smith.
Present.
Trustee Smith present. Trustee Dwayne A. Colwood.
Present.
Trustee Colwood present. Mr. Chairman, there are 6 present, including ex officio member Richardson and 1 absent.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Are there any comments or suggestions from retirees? Hearing none, are there any comments and suggestions from active members? Yes. Secretary's minutes, item number 5 on the agenda. We have the secretary minutes from the May 30th, 2024 meeting. Are there any corrections or adjustments that need to be made to the minutes?
Point of information here.
Right, trustee Wilson.
Yeah, Chair, I forgot to mention I have a short time with us today, in terms of voting on anything.
Noted.
Okay.
Can I get a motion? Can I get a motion to accept the minutes from the May 30th, 2024 meeting?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Moved by trustee Dorsey, seconded by trustee Smith. Roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Bowery.
Yes.
Trustee Bowery, yes. Trustee Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger. Trustee Liger absent. Trustee Russell.
Yes.
Trustee Russell, yes. Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood.
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 yea, 1 absent.
Are there any communications and or correspondences?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman's report, I have none. Administrator's report.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to you and to all trustees, to all present, either in person or remotely. As usual, I would begin with a presentation of meetings, presentations, and appearances. Since we did not have a June meeting and we conducted our retreat in July, we have a period of time spanning from essentially the beginning of June through the middle of July in terms of various engagements. It's been an eventful period. I would like to, in addition to acknowledging our regular attendees, acknowledge the presence of Mr. Jamet Mills, our new director at the Haven Site property. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence of my new executive assistant, Ms. Jeraine Fleming. It's wonderful to have you both on board with us. So on May 29th, there was a meeting with EDA with regards to business referral. And these are just highlights, of course. May 30th, we had our Board of Trustees meeting. May 35, I met with a senator regarding possible legislation. May 31st, I held an introductory meeting between Mr. Mills and Mr. Roy Moorhead with regards to Mr. Mills joining us at Havenside. June 3rd, we oriented the new Havenside director, manager. June 3rd through 7th, we finalized planning of the board retreat. June 11th, conducted a meet and greet for the new Havenside director with our tenants at Havenside Mall. He was very well received. June 12th, we met with ideas to review the Havenside brand and experience insights. June 13th, we had an on-site meeting with Hampton by Hilton principal, or with the Hampton by Hilton principal. June 18, we received a presentation from Linnea Solutions and an overview of their services. June 21st, we held a update meeting on our loans program. June 25th, there was a meeting with the VI Port Authority to discuss the GERS pension plan. June 27th, we had a VITEC updates meeting. July 10th, Haven Development meeting. And on July 15th, we had a meeting with Integrated Insight on the appeal survey results for Havenside, the Havenside property. We also, I'm pleased to announce, on June 16th, announced that we are now in a position to accept credit card payments. And we did publicize that, and it was very well received by our stakeholders. Continuing on with the report, the usual updates, member services, retirement applications as of July 15th. So far in 2024, we've received 151 applications for retirement. 36 of those have been processed, with a remaining 115 to be processed. Contributions processing, refunds and death benefits. Thus far, we've completed 538 cases for refunds this fiscal year, and that amounted to some $6.3 million. There are 47 cases pending. Death benefits, we have completed 41 death benefit cases amounting to $2.02 million, and we have 64 cases pending. In terms of annuity payments, October 1st through October 1st, 2023 through July 15, 2024, we have paid out some $213,165,014.29. The number of retirees added to the payroll from October 1st, 2023 through July 15, 2024 amounts to 206. The number of retirees added to the payroll from July 15, 2024 for the July 15, 2024 pay date was 10. Number of retirees expected to be placed on the payroll for the July 31st, 2024 pay date is 7. Number of retirees deleted from the payroll from October 1st, 2023 through July 15, 2024 was 230. As of the July 15, 2024 payroll, the gross retiree payroll amounts to $11,274,064.86. Disbursements by location, 1,769 of our retiree annuities are being paid outside of the territory, and 7,816 are being paid within the territory, for a total of 9,585. With regards to the loan portfolio, give me just a moment, please. As of this report, which is someone saying something? No. As of June 30th, the number of active loans, and this is going to be updated subsequently, the number of active loans was, personal loans was 1,798, with 914 within the St. Thomas and John district, and 884 in the St. Croix district. With regards to legacy mortgages and land loans, Mr. Chairman? There's an acting chairman, so I'll take the liberty of asking everyone to please silence their phone. We're getting some feedback. Thank you. Back to the loans report for legacy mortgages. We have 70, with 51 being on St. Thomas, St. John, and 19 in St. Croix. Total loans and mortgages, 1,868 for the territory, with 965 on St. Thomas and John, 903 on St. Croix. As of the end of June, the active personal loans territory-wide was $13.3 million. Retiree personal loans, those are legacy loans, was $1.3 million. Purchase refi loans, mortgages were $1.2 million. Construction, once again, legacy loans, 1.6 million, and land loans was 347,000. The last three categories I emphasize are legacy loans, as we're not any longer doing real estate loans. A total of $17.6 million in loans outstanding at the end of June. That information, however, bears updating, as in the interim, given the fact that we were still engaged actively in the limited personal loan program, which had a $20 million authorization. As of August 7th, which was just yesterday, and even that number continues to change, but we were basically at the $20 million allocation for the limited personal loan program, with $9.7 million outstanding under that program in the St. Thomas and John district, and $9,984,655 of the $10 million outstanding on St. Croix. So St. Croix was basically at the limit. There was one or two loans still being finalized. So as of today, we may very well be right at the $10 million. Speaking about the loan program, I would like to at this time recognize, I don't know if she joined us remotely, Ms. Michelle Nico, our Deputy Administrator on St. Croix with territorial loan responsibilities, who together with her team did a superb job in executing the limited personal loan program with all the monies basically being expended. It went very smoothly. I think it was a model for how things can be done. And I'm very pleased with the result. I'd also like to thank Ms. Danica Thomas and her customer service team. That was an integral part of ensuring that the program was a success. So at the appropriate time, I will recognize all of the employees, both within loans and customer service, that were responsible for our having a resounding success. Okay, so thanks to them all. The trustees could give them a round of applause. That might be nice. Continuing on with my report for operations. There are no building issues at this time in the St. Croix office complex, which is very well maintained. With regards to St. Thomas, we have essentially completed the installation of the new backup generator at the main office complex. With regards to the Haven Site Mall, pleased to say that the hotel project is approximately, it says 51% complete, but anyone that sees how that is flying up would realize that it may be, every day it changes, it's at least by a percentage point, that it's well over half completed, and a model for how construction should be executed timely, efficiently, and within budget in the Virgin Islands. We're also in the process of installing generator at the Haven Site Mall, because the current generator is, given all of the recent outages, is not as reliable as we would like it to be, and that's an understatement. So when the new generator is installed, that should really give us the reliability that our tenants require and that they deserve, frankly. We're also in the process of executing a contract for the green space and visitor center at the Haven Site Mall. that is being or will be developed in conjunction with the new hotel. Excuse me. Of course, we're in the process of finalizing the Havenside Mall strategic and infrastructure plan. There was an extensive presentation on the Havenside rebrand at our board retreat. So we will be discussing that matter a bit more later in the meeting. With regards to rental collections, we have an arrearage of, well, let me begin by thanking the personnel director. The personnel division is completely current with regards to their rent and electrical. So thank you very much, Director Richardson. We do have approximately $186,000 in arrearage presently, and that is primarily attributable to the Department of Justice. So of course, we all hear about the various cash flow challenges. We hope that we'll be able to get the Department of Justice to bring their rent, which includes electricity billings, current. But they really are approaching, a point that we had gotten them back from. They had become almost current, and now we are up to 4 months of arrearage. That's about all that I'm going to say on that matter at this time, but we are following aggressively with the Department of Justice to ensure that we receive the rents and electricity payments that are due. Mr. Chairman, that concludes the administrator's report.
All right. Any questions for the administrator?
Yes, I have a question. Couple of questions. Hold on.
Go ahead with the question.
Yes, CEO, I also agree with the loan rollout. I was trying to say thank you, but I'll say it now. Thank you for all the hard work on the loan rollout. I've been hearing a lot of positives on that from the active members as I just listening. So I really appreciate that from the staff. The other question I had, which you probably can't answer now, but you can answer in an executive session, in terms of the new property manager salary, and if that person is a regular employee or not, or if they're on contract. And then my next question on the Havenside development contract for the green space and the visitor center. If there is a contract being executed, if it was executed, I can see a copy of the contract for that. And then the meeting you had with the Port Authority related to the pension plan, what exactly was that about? Or is that something you can discuss in executive session?
It was primarily informational. As you know, the Port Authority is presently engaged in a PPP arrangement, and there are certain decisions that have to be made with regards to whether employees at Port Authority will remain with GERS or will there be an alternative arrangement. So that is very much a work in progress.
Can you just explain to those who may know what the
Okay.
Public-private partnership.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Any other questions on that with respect to the administrator's report?
Yes, yes, I do.
Go ahead, Trustee.
And I'd also like to begin by congratulating the staff on the rollout of the loan program. I too, like Trustee Darcy, have heard some good things about as much about the way we handle it as with the fact that we started again. So there are some some good things that's being said about the way just the way we handle the process. So I'd like to commend Mr. Dawson and his staff
Thank you,
for-
sir.
for that. You mentioned in your report that you had a meeting with a senator. Are you at liberty to share what that was about, or you want to take up that in a later session? And also,
No, sir, that's it. Sorry, I thought there was a question.
yeah, that was one, and the other one you mentioned about a meeting with Hampton by Hilton. Also, I'd like to know what that was about, if that's something for executive session, fine, I'll wait. But those are the two questions I had coming out of your report.
Thank you for the question, sir. So with regards to the meeting with a senator to discuss possible legislation, since it was possible legislation and it was to provide information and possible guidance, I don't think that there's any further need to discuss that until and unless it becomes legislation, at which point we would be weighing in publicly. It's doubtful whether it would even materialize into legislation after my meeting with the senator, so it would be a moot discussion. And then with regards to the meeting with Hampton by Hilton, we have regular update meetings with them. This one was on site and effectively a tour of the ongoing construction. So there's nothing to discuss in executive session. There's really nothing to discuss other than the fact that we were extensively updated on the excellent progress of the construction. All good news.
Okay, one last question. Does their project involve a standby generator, or they'll be relying on ours?
Well, they are actually installing micro turbines, which they will be completely self-contained, so they will not be on the WAPA grid, and they will be generating their own power. So they don't even need a backup generator. Effectively, they are their backup generator.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
You're welcome, sir.
A point of information, Chair.
All right, Trustee Dawson.
Yes, CEO, prior to you arriving on board, when we were discussing.
Pause, Dawson. Let's go into executive session because I was made aware that another trustee also has limited time with us today. So let's go into executive session. There's some matters that we need to vote on, so I'd like to get those accomplished. Then we could resume. I think we could pick up at this point. But I want to get those matters voted on before we use a call. So can I get a motion to go into executive session? We arrange agenda and to go into executive session.
Morning.
You're waiting for a motion to go into executive session?
Motion to rearrange the agenda to go into executive session.
I so move.
Second, but I guess the motion needs to say why we're going to executive session.
Correct. Will somebody read it out the agenda, please? Can I have a motion to go to executive session as this portion of the meeting will be closed to the public for matters pertaining to trade secrets or financial or commercial information or personal or legal matters or matters whose premature disclosure will frustrate the implementation of the proposed agency action? Can I get a mover?
I so move.
Moved by Trustee Bowery, second. Can I get a second? Moved by Trustee Bowery. Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Dorsey. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Bowery?
Yes.
Trustee Bowery, yes. Trustee Dorsey?
Yes.
Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger? Trustee Liger absent. Trustee Russell?
Yes.
Trustee Russell, yes. Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood?
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 one absent.
Thank you.
Before we actually disconnect the attendees, may I inquire if Senior Deputy Administrator Clendenin Gums was able to join? I know she was joining, and I may want her available, with your permission, of course, for the.
I can check with Ms. Awal.
If she could just say yes, can she? We want to hear her if she was. So that's fine. Let's disconnect. I'll just give her a call and put her on standby.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, proceed on with the treasurer's report.
Okay, good morning, Board Chair, other trustees. This is the Government Employees Retirement System Schedule of Receipts and Disbursement for the month ending June 30th, 2024. The July information is not as.
We understand.
Receipts from collections. Loan repayment for the month of June, we received 532,343. Year to date, 3,636,395. We received employer retirement contributions, 8,214,497. Year to date, 73,256,556. Employee retirement contributions, 4,436,844. Year to date, 41,666,591. From miscellaneous, we received 26,989 year to date. 1,834,649 for total collection for the month of June of 13,266,682. Year-to-date collection 245,239,628. Our disbursements, we have annuity payments of 22,874,272. Year-to-date, 204,889,285. We have administrative expenses of 1,826,201. Year-to-date, 11,096,233. We have personal loans, 4,822,600. Year-to-date, 10,736,243. We have refund of contributions, 690,568. Year-to-date, 9,487,466 for a total disbursement of 30,218,996. Year-to-date disbursement, 236,311,325. We have a net cash deficit in the month of June of 16,952,313 and a net cash surplus for the year of 8,928,304. Year-to-date withdrawal from the portfolio was 110 million at June 30th, 2024. For the Havenside Mall, we have total collections for the month of June totaling 369,514. Year-to-date, 4,029,167. We expended $1,075,582 for a net deficit of $706,000 and year-to-date net deficit of $389,000. if you look on our statement of revenues for the month of June, total revenues was 488,181. Year-to-date revenue, $4,548,551. And we had a total expense of $1,151,733 for a net decrease of $663,552, and year-to-date decrease $219,527. That ends the treasurer's report, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. Any questions for the treasurer, for the CFO? All right, can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So move.
Moved by trustee Dorsey. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Seconded by trustee Russell.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Barry,
Yes.
trustee Barry, yes. Trustee Dorsey,
Yes.
trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger absent. Trustee Russell, trustee Russell. Trustee
You hear me?
Russell not voting.
There
We
you
can
go.
now.
Yes.
Trustee
You can
Russell,
hear me?
yes.
Oh,
We
okay.
can now. Thank you.
Okay.
Trustee Smith,
Yes.
trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood,
Yes,
trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 yea, 1 absent.
thank you. Next up, the investment officer's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other trustees. This is an update of the performance of the systems portfolio as of June 30th, 2024. Just to give a synopsis of the activity for the month in summary. So US equities advanced as ongoing enthusiasm around AI continued to boost related companies amid strong earnings and outlook statements. Euro equities fell amid uncertainty caused by the announcement of parliamentary elections in France and a lessened expectation for steep interest rate cuts. Strength in some Asian markets helped emerging market equities outperform developed markets as softer US macroeconomic data helped ease concerns about the timing of US interest rate cuts. Also, a rebound in China supported emerging market returns. For the month, total planned return 1.4%. Quarter to date, since we ended June 30th, was the ending of the third quarter of the fiscal year, we ended it at 1.7%, and fiscal year to date, we ended at 16.2%. Our total domestic equity was up 3.1%. Our total international equity portfolio was down slightly at 0.2%. Our developed market equity position portfolio return was actually down on 1.7%, and emerging markets had a strong return for the month at 3.4%. Total domestic fixed income was up 0.9%, as our investment grade bonds returned 1%. Our TIPS portfolio returned 0.8%. High yield bonds also returned 1%, and we earned about 0.4% on our cash on hand. Our total alternatives was down slightly on 0.8%. What did that translate to in our asset growth? So we ended the month at approximately $507.1 million. So we began at a NAV of $510.1 million beginning of the month. We had a net cash flow of about $10 million that we withdrew for benefits and expenses. We had negative income of $458,000. We have unrealized appreciation in the portfolio of 7.5 million. That brought us to the ending market value of 507.1 million. Fiscal year to date, we began the fiscal year at about 413.5 million. We continue to have a positive net cash flow of 13.9 million, income of 516,000. We have unrealized appreciation for the fiscal year of about 79 million. That brings us back to our $507.1 million as of June 30th, 2024. For the month of June, we did have to raise 20 million in cash to replenish our cash on hand. So we did raise 16 million from our Russell 3000 index. We raised 2 million in cash from our MSCI EFA index. And we also raised 2 million in cash from our emerging market index fund to cover that 20 million. As it relates to investment management and consulting fees, month to date, we paid about 16,000 custodian fees. Year to date, we've paid about $198,000 in total fees, and fiscal year to date, we've paid about $301,000 so far. Securities lending fiscal year to date, we've earned about $21,000 from our securities lending activity, which was subsequently reinvested in their respective portfolios. Mr. Chairman, trustees, that ends my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Henderson. Any questions for the investment officer?
No, all I have is good reporting, but still, I'm still looking forward in stocks and bonds, investing in those sometime in the near future.
All right. Can I get a motion to accept the investment officer's report?
So moved.
So move. Second.
Moved by trustee Dorsey, seconded by trustee Smith. Come on, roll call, please.
Dorsey and yes, Mr. Chairman. Trustee Bowery. Trustee Bowery.
Yes.
Trustee Bowery, yes. Trustee Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger. Trustee Liger absent. Trustee Russell. Trustee
Yes.
Russell.
Yes,
Trustee Russell,
you
yes.
can hear me?
We can, thank you. Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood.
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 yea, 1 absent.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is a resolution to add the administrator's executive assistant as a signatory to the Impress Fund.
Yes, and Mr. Chairman, if I may, this is simply to replace Ms. Castro, who is now with the legal division, with Ms. Fleming, who is the new executive assistant.
So moved.
Second.
Dorsey and Smith.
Yes. Moved by trustee Dorsey, seconded by trustee Smith. Roll call, please.
Yes, Trustee Bowery.
Yes.
Trustee Bowery, yes. Trustee Dorsey.
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger. Trustee Liger absent. Trustee Russell.
Yes.
Trustee Russell, yes.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood.
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 yea, 1 absent.
All right, thank you. Trustees, can I get a motion to go back into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, the motion is to go into executive session as this portion of the meeting will be closed to the public for matters pertaining to trade secrets or financial or commercial information or personal or legal matters or matters whose premature disclosure will frustrate the implementation of the proposed agency action. Was moved by trustee Dorsey and seconded by trustee Smith. Have a roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Barry, yes. Trustee Dorsey?
Yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger, absent. Trustee Russell?
Yes.
Trustee Russell?
Yes.
Trustee Russell, yes. Trustee Smith? Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Smith, yes. Trustee Colwood?
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 5 yea, 1 absent.
All right, 2 minutes. Okay. We're back in regular session. In executive session, we discussed the ongoing project over the Havenside property. We discussed some disability application matter, and we also had a discussion regarding the organizational chart. Privileges of the floor. Anybody? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Oh,
By Trustee Dorsey, can I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Barry. Have a roll call, please.
Yes. Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Barry, yes. Trustee Dorsey?
yes.
Trustee Dorsey, yes. Trustee Liger, absent. Trustee Russell?
Yes.
Trustee Russell? Trustee Russell, yes. Trustee Smith, absent at roll call. Trustee Colwood?
Yes.
Trustee Colwood, yes. Mr. Chairman, 4 yea, 2 absent.
All right, this meeting is hereby adjourned. All right, thank you, folks. Everybody take care. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.